welcome to my vlog. For today's video, I'm gonna share to you how to write a resume in Australian format and how to find jobs as an international student. This video aims to help international students who are already in Australia who haven't found a job yet, and to those aspiring international students, so you'll have an idea how to write an Australian resume and where to apply online. Here are the frequently asked questions when writing a resume and applying for jobs in Australia. First question, which applications to use when writing a resume? I have two answers for this one. For simple ones, you can use Microsoft Word or Google Docs so you can edit it online. For catchy designs, you can explore Canva. They have varieties of templates that you can use for free. All you have to do is update all the information with yours and you are good to go. Here are some examples of Canva design that I recommend. You can choose whichever you prefer, just update the details with your information. Second question, what are the details that you need to include in your resume? First is your name and contact information such as your mobile number, email address, and your residence address. All you have to input is your suburb and zip code. You don't have to input your complete address. Next is your education. Write the current course you are taking here in Australia, then your bachelor's degree that you've finished in the Philippines. For younger international students, you can include your secondary education, such as for senior high graduate or high school graduate. Next is your work experiences relevant to the job that you are applying for. Sometimes applicants have 2 to 3 resumes because they have to craft each resume depending on the experience needed for the job. Details needed under work experiences is your job title or position, name of the company or your employer, inclusive dates of employment. You can input the month and year only, or if you want, you can input the exact dates. Under that, include 2 to 3 main duties and responsibilities in bullet form. It's better if you can provide quantitative information such as percentage, timeliness of the projects, or accomplishments or achievements that added value to the company. You can highlight your exceptional accomplishments as long as you can back it up with an award or certificate. Once done with work experiences, you can include your certificates, checks, or any qualification that you have, especially those required by most of the employers, such as police check, which is the equivalent of police clearance in the Philippines. There are lots of websites that offer police check for $45 to $50. If you will be working in healthcare industries, you will need a working with children check, first aid and CPR certificate, NDIS worker screening check. Some requires full Australian driver's license. On the other hand, if you will be applying to cafes, restaurants, or hotels, some would require food safety certificates, and if you will be serving or selling alcohol, you will need a responsible service for alcohol certificate. You may get these certificates and check even though you don't have an employer yet, but you have to pay for the fees on your own. For some employers, they could provide you the trainings and you will get the certificates and checks for free. After this section are the skills that you have, such as soft skills or hard skills. What's the difference between the two? Hard skills are technical skills or specialized skills related to the job that you are applying for. Soft skills, on the other hand, are workplace skills or how you approach your work. These are your attitude or your work ethics. You can input at least 5 skills relevant to the job that you are applying for. You can research examples online. You can say time management skills, adaptability and flexibility, critical thinking for soft skills. For technical skills or hard skills, you can include proficiency in using Microsoft Office, bookkeeping, writing, and editing, for examples. After that, you can include your availability. This includes the number of hours that you can work per week, inclusive time, days per week. For international students, you can input 24 hours per week from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or any of your preferred time. For days, you can input Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday, for example. It depends on your availability since some of the international students have to go to class 2 to 3 times per week. Lastly, this is optional. You can add your professional references. This can be your previous employer, supervisor, co-worker, or anyone who can vouch about your duties, accomplishments, or knowledge to the job and your work ethics. Provide their full name, position, and their contact information such as their mobile number and email address. So these are the details that you can write on your resume. You can use any template as long as these details are present. As for the photo, in Australia, you don't have to include any photos in your resume. It doesn't matter how you look like as long as you are qualified and can accomplish the task required of you. Next question, what are the platforms where you can apply and submit your resume? The popular sites are Seek, Quora, Indeed, and LinkedIn. You can also apply directly to the employer website or email. You may also walk in, especially for those jobs in restaurants or cafes. Next question, how long did it take me to land a job? I arrived in Melbourne in September 16, 2023. I got my first job on October 16 as a room attendant or housekeeping in a hotel in Melbourne CBD. While I was already working, I was still applying for other jobs, especially to those with higher pay rate. My rate at the hotel was $24.08 per hour. As for weekly hours, I was only given 10 to 15 hours per week. It was good as starter to gain experience and most especially to have money coming in since we have monthly bills to pay. After a month, I was hired as a customer service agent since I have a call center agent experience in the Philippines. My new rate is now $29.96 per hour. I am a casual employee and usually given 10 to 16 hours per week. The rate is also different if I was given in afternoon shift, which is around $33.56 per hour, while on weekends, rate is at $41.95. However, since I am a casual employee, shifts are not guaranteed, but as long as I'm earning $2,000 per month, I would be able to pay for my rent, tuition, transportation card, and other living expenses. If I have more, then I can dine out with my classmate after our classes in CBD. Sometimes we treat ourselves to a Korean barbecue, other times we explore some cafes in the CBD. I would discuss more about my salary and expenses monthly on my next blog since I also have an ABN for my visa assistance side hustle. Next question, do we have to include a cover letter? The answer to that question is yes, a cover letter is needed whenever you apply for a job here in Australia. A cover letter is a summary of what value you can add to the company, your skills, achievements, and other things that are not written in your resume. As for the cover letter content, I found this on the internet on what you need to include on your cover letter. There are 7 parts of the cover letter. First is the opening. Here are some of the examples. You can also personalize each part. Then, the body of your cover letter. Include the reason for writing, such as these examples. I am writing to express my interest in the position of. I wish to apply for the position of. I am writing in response to your advertisement for. I am writing to inquire as to whether there are any vacancies. Then, introduce yourself. You can start by saying, I am currently working as, I am currently studying, at present I am working for, where I am responsible for, I have been working in my current position for the past 2 years, something like that. Then, talk about your education and experiences. Only highlight relevant details to the job you are applying for. You can include your skills and knowledge in connection to the position. After that, write why you are the best for this position. You can use these phrases. I feel I am suitable for this role as I have a great deal experience in. I consider myself to be a friendly, efficient, and enthusiastic worker. I believe I would be the ideal candidate based on the fact that I am very keen to work for an ambitious company such as yours. You can also identify your edge over other applicants. Then, include your closing comment or your gratitude to the employer for spending time and reading your cover letter. You can say, "Thank you for taking time to consider my application. I am available for contact and or interview at any time. If you wish to contact me, you can do so on. Should you require further information, do not hesitate to contact me. Please find my CV attached. Lastly, signing off or your signature. You can use I look forward to hearing from you, yours sincerely, then add your name, address, phone number, and your signature. I hope this cover letter guide helps you to craft your own cover letter. For the last question, any tips on how to look for a job online? Whether you are using Seek, Quora, Indeed, or LinkedIn, start by typing your preferred job or position. Then, choose your work type, either part-time or casual, because international students have limited work rights and restricted hours per week. It's better to apply to a company that hires international students. You can also set your preferred salary if you want. You can also filter how far a job will be from you. You can either choose maybe 10 kilometers, 25 kilometers, or the maximum is 50 kilometers. However, it's better to find a job near where you're staying to lessen your travel time and your transportation costs. Before submitting your application, check if you have some of the qualifications that they are looking for. There are some companies and employers that hire people who doesn't have any experiences, which is in favor to most of the international students. As long as you're willing to learn, then you can apply for those jobs. And before you can apply for a job, make sure that you already have your TFN or tax file number and you have already opened an Australian bank account. I have a video on how to apply for a tax file number or TFN, and I might create a video on how to open an Australian bank account. And that's it for our video today. I hope you've learned a lot on how to write your own resume, cover letter, and how to search for a job online. If you have any question, just comment them down below and I'll try to answer them one by one. Please like and share this to your family and friends, especially to those who are planning to apply as an international student here in Australia, or to those who are already in Australia but haven't found a job yet. Maybe you have to revamp your resume and cover letter to have higher chances of getting an interview and getting hired. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for other visa application tutorial and tips as an international student here in Australia. Have a nice day everyone! Annyeong chingu-yah! Bye bye!